Yes, my people. Hope everyone is doing well on this fine Sunday afternoon. We've got a big stream for you today. We've got the Community Shield watch along. We've got some transfer news. We've got team news. We've got a lot of things to discuss. We just saw my bloody got out. Yeah, we've got a lot of things to discuss, man, in today's stream. We're going to be live for about the next hour or so. Because obviously then we're going to transfer over to do the Liverpool versus Palace watch along. So yeah, make sure. Why is my bloody oh god? But yeah, make sure you're smashing the like button when you're joining the stream. 33 of you already in the building as well, which is already mad. And yeah, we've got a big stream. We've got a big day of content. And yeah, man, let's get these likes up to 25 if possible. We're already on what, 15 likes. So yeah, let's get into the news then. But obviously, team news is out in about half an hour, so we're gonna get into that as well. So this is what came out last night, and we're gonna listen to a Fabrizio Romano update video. Romano has done an update video that we're gonna have a little listen to regarding the Isak situation. I thought we'll go live for about an hour because obviously I'm not gonna have a chance to go live again tonight because I've got to be up crack of dawn early tomorrow for a shift. So I thought, yeah, we'll do all this before the Liverpool game. Now, let's play this clip then from Fabrizio Romano.
Can come from anywhere.
Hurry up.
Into it. Al Nasser, because it's official, Inigo Martinez has left Barcelona. He completed his medical in the recent hours at Al Nasser, signed this contract.
Let's
1 year
find
plus one.
the Liverpool
so Inigo
news.
Martinez,
Fabrizio Romano, here we go.
Done 35 million euros fixed fee plus 5 in advance, long-term contract to the player. Who
Big up the chat. Hope everyone is doing well. Make sure
everything is okay.
you're hitting the like.
Newcastle, everything is agreed club to club. Everything agreed with the player who really wanted to go to Newcastle, have the opportunity to play in Premier League, Champions League football, and so all done for Malik Chow, new defender, for Eddie Howe, new signing after Ramsdale, and for Newcastle also, guys. The message from Eddie Howe today, it's a really important message because over the morning we had some news saying that Newcastle communicated to Alexander Isak that he's not going to be sold this summer. I'm not aware of that. And also Eddie Howe over the evening said, I'm not aware of that. The manager of Newcastle says that obviously, why you don't give Isak the chance to return and why you don't try to change his mind? And he said if it was that easy, obviously I wanted to do that, but it's not easy at all because Alexander Isak wants to go to Liverpool, maintains his position. He doesn't want to extend the contract. He wants Liverpool move and Liverpool want Alexander Isak. So that deal remains absolutely on, absolutely concrete and absolutely likely. So that's the story. Now, it depends on Newcastle again, and so let's see what Newcastle will decide to do. But at the moment, Newcastle have not closed the doors of Isak move to Liverpool. It's still an open story to see what's going to happen. It's important because it's not done as of today, of course. But the words from Eddie Howe confirm that at the moment, this saga remains absolutely ongoing. And also, Liverpool maintain their focus on Alexander Isak. Because we know this appreciation for Barcola. We know the story about Barcola. I told you in the past few days, if they can't get Isak, Barcola would be the top target for Liverpool. But at the moment, their focus remains, at least this week. We will see what happens next week. But this week, their focus remains on Isak. They like Barcola. They appreciate Barcola. Who doesn't? One of the best wingers in the world. But again, their absolutely main focus is Alexander Isak. I told you also in the video here on YouTube when I was speaking about Barcola, and I can maintain my position about that. So that's the story for Alexander Isak, who remains the priority of Liverpool, and Liverpool remain his priority. Just to complete on Liverpool, don't forget the centre-back, because Liverpool want to add a quality centre-back, a player also with chances to develop. And Giovanni Leoni from Parma, this Italian defender, remains one of the options being considered. A player that Liverpool have monitored, have scouted. At the moment, I can guarantee to you there is no bid, nothing advanced, nothing done, nothing completed. Parma still hope to keep the player for one more season and maybe sell him in 2026. But the interest from Liverpool in this boy has been growing in the recent days. There is interest also from Italian clubs, AC Milan, Inter, Juventus, all of them in Italy want to sign him. But it's important to say that for Giovanni Leoni, at the moment, the situation with Liverpool remains absolutely underway. So let's see what's going to happen there. Let's follow the situation, because Liverpool interest is concrete. Liverpool like the player. We are talking about a very talented defender who can have an important future. Again, at the moment, we are not at the stage where we can say it's an advanced deal, it's going to get done, it's going to happen. But I can tell you that Giovanni Leoni is one of the names they have on the list. For example, there are more options. There is one more talented defender around Europe. There is a different kind of option, Premier League proven, like Mark Gahey, who is not extending his contract to Crystal Palace. So Liverpool will make their decision for sure this month. But Leoni is one to watch for Italian clubs, AC Milan, Inter, Juventus, but also appreciated by Liverpool. So we will be tracking and following this situation on the market. Just to close, guys, we went from Newcastle.
So big up to Fabrizio then. He basically confirmed there's a lot to digest. Eddie Howe's confirmed. Don't write off Isak going to Liverpool. By the way, we have 82 of you already in the building, and we've been live for 8 minutes. Make sure you're smashing that like button to a whopping 30 likes. So yeah, make sure you're hitting the like button, and make sure you are also subscribing to the channel, as we are closing in on 2.2k. So we want to try and push to get there quickly as possible, if that is possible, of course. So yeah, make sure when you're joining the stream, you are hitting that like button. Yes, we're going to check transfers for about half an hour, and then literally won't be long until team news is out. Let me get through some of your lot's comments. Big up Jacob. Be well, my guy. Yes, smash the likes and subscribe. Big up Scraps. How are you, Reacts? I'm good. Big up PL Champs. Isak to Liverpool, believe 100% wins team news in about 24 minutes. Big up to Kate. Big up to Kurtz, as always. Is Isak still happening? Well, as it stands, yes. As it stands, yes. And obviously, these are one of the quotes. A deal for Liverpool to sign Alexander Isak remains absolutely on, absolutely concrete, and absolutely likely. So I reckon Fabrizio's thinking. Liverpool do sign Isak. The way he does his writing, the way he comes across, I think he's indicating that Alexander Isak will be a Liverpool player. They've obviously just signed that centre back, so that's through the door now. It looks like Wissa's going to probably happen before the first Premier League game of the season, because they can't be starting with, I forgot his name now, that 21-year-old lad up front. They can't be starting with him up front against Aston Villa. You got to bring in someone like a Wissa at least, and I think that's what they're probably going to do, if I'm being truly honest. But some news on Isak, according to Indy Carla. Now, we all laugh at Indy, we all take the mick. But to be fair, he has been fairly 90% right when it's come to the Isak Liverpool situation this summer. He has said exclusive Isak agents attend LFC game. According to multiple sources, Alexander Isak's agents are planning to show up to the Charity Shield final, even though Liverpool hasn't officially invited them. They want to go back to their client who is stuck at Newcastle United agents against his will. Both Liverpool and Newcastle are in the loop about this, which adds an interesting twist to the whole messy saga. The agents are trying to support their client while he's currently in the middle of a club politics. So yeah, that's what he's had to say. Indicada. Now, let me this. Bear with people. Hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribing to the channel, and make sure you are hitting the like button. Are we back? Chat, are we good or not? Are we good? I don't know. Am I back? I don't know. For flip's sakes. Chat, bear with me 1 minute. Are we back or not? I assume. Let me get the stream up on my monitor. It looks like we're fine. But then I can't bring up any comments. You know what? 1 second. Right, I think we're back. I think so. You're going to have to let me know if you can hear now or not. Oh, God. Where's my bloody remote? This stream's been a mess. Shock horror. 82 of you watching, man. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe while I fix this. My birthday today. Big up Daryl May. Hope you have a good birthday, bro. Happy birthday to you, bro. Let me get my... There we go. Right, let's so yeah, this is what Eddie Howe's had to say, people. Right, I think we're back now. Yeah, this is what Eddie Howe has had to say about the situation of Isak. Let me get it up while I make sure this is on the TV. There we go. We're up and rolling. Any news in terms of what? I don't know what you mean, mate. Madrid today? Yeah, go on, enjoy your birthday, bro. Enjoy it. So yeah, this is the news. Eddie Howe plays down reports on Newcastle telling Isak he has to stay. No, that isn't something I'm aware of. I have no acknowledge of that. I want players who really want to play for this club. Via Craig Hope. Let's see what he's had to say. I believe he's done a video. Let's have a listen about the quotes, because these quotes are really interesting. Because if Eddie Howe's saying at the bottom that he wants players that actually want to play for the club, by that logic, Isak will be sold. Because the bridge is just too far burnt. It's in the water. It's in the bin. It is in the bin. All right, let's pull this up. Let's have a listen to what he's had to say.
He's staying on that step for the foreseeable future while he remains a Newcastle player. But will he remain a Newcastle player? Another 24, 48 hours worth of debate in that regard. Some new quotes from Eddie Howe on the subject. As I light up my laptop there because I want to
is old news.
To what Eddie said. There's been another 24, 48 hours worth of debate and reporting after this. Now there is some good news, guys, and I'm going to split this video into two parts. I'm going to address what Eddie's.
This is news that literally was today, you prat.
Said on Alexander Isak and my latest understanding of the situation here from the Keegan steps. That feels apt. And then I'm going to take a little walk, probably towards the Trent, when I'll talk about the football. Yeah, the football match that happened behind us there. There's a lot to take from that. But again, there's three little bits of good news I'm going to address after Isak as well. Two with regards to transfers and one with regards to an injury, or certainly an injury scare. So stay tuned in for that, because good news, guys, it's been scarce supply in these parts this summer, hasn't it? And on the pitch, a turbulent summer, well, probably to be expected. It signed off with a sixth match without a win, a fourth defeat, 2-0 defeat by Atletico Madrid. Let's get that right. He'd be quick to pull me up on it. And they were very good. They were excellent. They made 11 changes in the second half there and arguably got even stronger. But more on the football when we take a wander. First of all, Alexander Isak, and the very latest, and for me, the most key telling quote from all of this, and it's what I've led my reflections on in tomorrow's Mail on Sunday, was for the first time for me, a public indication or admission from Eddie Howe that he would potentially be open to selling Isak. Now, I have said all summer, there was a journalist who broke the story. I was out there in Korea, in Singapore. I've been exposed to lots of this, on the record, off the record, inside the club, outside the club. I feel Isak information overload, and from all of overload, put it into the Craig Hope computer, and what comes back out? Well, my feeling with all of that information is still that if the terms were right for the football club, they would explore a sale. Now, a lot of you guys have asked me today, there's been reports elsewhere that Isak has been told that he can't go, that he's staying, that the move to Liverpool has been blocked. Now, Eddie was asked about that tonight. He said he wasn't aware of that. He's not party to all conversations, but that was... he had no knowledge of that. What I will say is that no journalist writes a story without it being sourced, without them
writing this guy on the screen,
goodwill and good faith. And is Alexander Isak for sale? If you ask your contacts, your sources, if I went to them and said, "Is Isak for sale?" Well,
100 of you in the building.
No, he's not for sale.
Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button.
I think a different question is, will he be sold? Is he for sale? No.
We are.
Will he be sold?
Oh, Craig Hope.
Let's wait and see. And
to be fair, he's actually quite reliable.
That all options are still open, everything is still play. Can Alexander Isak potentially be a Newcastle player on September the 1st? Yes, he can, and that would come about one of three ways. Either Liverpool don't come back to the table, don't, for whatever reason, don't come back with the money, in which case there's no deal to be had. Newcastle fail to sign the replacements. Those replacements, they are quite clearly going after. Teamnews. As we've seen, evidenced by the handful, half a dozen rejections they've had. If they don't get the strikers in, Isak won't go. The third option is, and this is scenario A for Newcastle, that the owners and Eddie Howe, that they do persuade him to stay. Now, when he was asked about that tonight, and he said, well, if it was that easy, I would have done it yesterday, I'll do it tomorrow. It's not easy persuading him to stay. So, yeah, that is scenario A. Absolutely. I think that would be scenario A for you guys, that Alexander Isak, having communicated to the club and to Eddie Howe that he wants to go, he has a change of heart. Of course, they've tried that. They've tried that with with narrative, with numbers, with money, with all sorts. But he is adamant. He wants to
Yes.
go. As I touched on before there, for the first time tonight, I think Eddie Howe given an indication that he would be.
No one cares about ads. Oh my God.
CRM is so slow. So slow.
Potentially open to that sale. I'll read the quote here to you. I think everything is at play, Isak stays or goes, because he is contracted to us. He's our player. The club basically make the decision on his future. I don't know what that will be. Of course, I have a preferred outcome. I want the best and strongest squad possible. But also, I want players that really want to play for this football club. And it was that line.
Yeah, that line there of wanting players to play for your football club is just a big indication that Isak has basically done a complete thingy on them and said, look, let me go, lads. I want to go. He has told Eddie Howe personally, I want to go. That's what I think, because there was those alleged meetings that have taken place, and I reckon that's what Eddie Howe's thinking. He wants him gone. He wants him at the football club, and I think he will be sold ultimately. I can't see a world where Isak is not a Liverpool player come September the 1st. I just simply can't. By the way, 10 more minutes until team news. 114 of you in the building. Get these likes up to 50 and make sure you're hitting that subscribe button.
Because Alexander Isak has made it clear he doesn't want to play for the football club. That is why he is currently in exile. I actually asked Eddie Howe to revisit his quote from last night as to whether Isak had refused to train and play, or was it his decision? Eddie said, well, I thought I made that clear last night. I said, Eddie, we're not very bright. We spent 10 minutes debating it. He said, well, I thought I made it clear, so I'm not going to go back over it. He said, my wish is that I want him to train and play, but that's got to be right for both parties. And didn't go any further with that. So we're not really much clearer. And again, we stood and debated that for 10 minutes afterwards. And I think what we can draw from that is quite clearly right now, Alexander Isak's stance, and based on his behaviour and his conduct previously, pulling out of the tour, then going to San Sebastian, and everything he said to
he's just, yeah, he's done. I think Eddie Howe's mad. I think he's really wound up. Let's get into some of your comments though, and then we'll get back to the video. Gravenberg's wife expecting a child, so opt to stay with her to not go to Wembley. Fair enough. Mate, you're a prat, mate. Yeah, that is Craig Hope, yeah. Smash the likes. Big up Craig, yeah, man, he's an alright guy. Eddie Howe knows Isak is gone, yep. Here we go for Isak. Big up to you, mate, for the super chat. Big up, bro, for the super chat, man. Thank you very much. As a Liverpool supporter, I feel sorry for Isak. You know what? I feel sorry for Newcastle as well, because obviously it's not their fault, but then at the same time it is. If you promised him he could leave, then that's on you. The only guy I feel sorry for is Eddie Howe. Like, he's had to balance so much, and he's now having to deal with this whole Isak situation, the team, the transfers, Pre-season looks like it's not really going well for Newcastle neither. It looks like it's not really going to plan for them. So, yeah, I feel sorry for him. And yeah, big up Isak every time. Big up the super chat, bro. Smash the likes and subscribe. Yeah, man. 100%. Here we go this week. Reacts Isak to Liverpool believe. Well, my man CJ said he's going to be a Liverpool player on the 19th. So, although we'll have to wait and see. Over 130 of you in the building. We can get these to 70 likes. We are going to be live for the watch along as well. But let's get back to the video.
How in the club after they return from the Far East makes it impossible for him to be around the group. I think that would be it's a strong word, you know, a real toxic presence to have Isak plonked into the middle of that squad now. So whether he's refused, whether that's semantics, the player has made it clear by his conduct and by his words that he can't be part of that. Now again, as it stands, my information, my feeling on the back of that is that the sale of Alexander Isak, some of those on the inside are open to that again, if the terms are right for the football club. I've been consistent with this message for the best part of 2 or 3 weeks now. Now, do they want that to be the case? No, they don't. Alexander Isak is the best striker they could possibly have going into next season. I think all of those replacements looked at and explored don't get close to Isak. But they do get close to Isak and they go beyond Alexander Isak if he doesn't want to be here. And that is everything they're considering and they're weighing up on the inside. Now, what will eventually play out come September the 1st? To go back to what Eddie said, everything is still on the table. So we've spoken enough about this already, guys. I don't think it's actually moved massively on in the past 24 hours. We are where we were. But what needs to happen, the next domino to fall, is for Newcastle to get that replacement or replacements in.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform.
What do we know with regards to that? Well, Brentford's Johan Wissa is the
Yes,
one.
I am.
Again,
I will be
we're
doing a
probably
Community
saying this
Shield
now, we
watch
can
along,
expect
yes.
movement on this for several days. But again, the
How are we
information is that
hypocrites?
Brentford's pursuit of Dango Autara at Bournemouth, club-to-club discussions are ongoing today. If that moves, Wissa
Please
will
tell me
come
how
to
we're
Newcastle. I've got
hypocrites.
absolutely no doubt about that. A little update here, a quick update and insert on the striker Samu at FC Porto. Now, again, information into me today. Newcastle and other Premier League clubs have reached out and made those informal inquiries as to his availability and what it would cost. But what I'm told is the number coming back to Newcastle, I think Aston Villa was mentioned as well, is around £80 million. On the back of that, I'm told that that number, that will be prohibitive for Newcastle. They aren't doing a deal £80 million. So that right now, even though the question has been asked, Samu isn't one who is necessarily on the list or they are actively pursuing. That, for now, is Johan Wissa. And then, as I discussed last night, they will look elsewhere, be it another one, be it a Larson, a Jackson, a Watkins, a Munez, or another name most likely we haven't heard of. But the strikers are being pursued. And what does that tell you? It tells you they probably are still planning for the eventuality, if you like, of Alexander Isak going. But it would need Liverpool to come back with the money. It would need
I think Liverpool are going to come back with the money. And hopefully Newcastle do buy Samu. But then the thing is, are they going to spend 70 million, 60 plus million on an unproven 21-year-old when they can go and get Jackson for probably the similar price, or only Watkins cheaper?
those players through the door. But right now, as we stand here, and we are going to move on from this, all outcomes are still on the table. What was that good news I spoke about? Well, yeah, one bit was that Wissa, again, seems to be moving along, inching along. Feels like it's been inching. It's been 3 or 4 weeks now we've been talking about this deal.
Hopefully they get
Second bit of
Wissa
good
done.
news on the incoming front, Malik Chow, the Milan defender. We understand that that deal for around £34.3 million has been agreed in principle. He's flying to London tonight with the Milan squad. They've got a friend against Chelsea tomorrow, but he is expected on Tyneside in the next 24 hours. And that's a good, optics-wise, that's just a good signal of intent to supporters, to players already here, the potential new signings as well, to get the player through the door after, what is it now, three and a half weeks since Anthony Elanga. That's big. Don't underestimate it, even though it's not the priority position they're chasing right now, and it is a defender who will probably come in and not start. You know, Malik, though, I think they look at him, 24-year-old, Fabian Schär, 34-year-old, as that long-term, be it going forward this season or into next season, is the successor for Schär. But nonetheless, it's a player they've watched for a while now. They do like him. Of course, they like him. That's why they've gone after him, and it looks as if he will be coming in now, finally, another edition. Now, what does that mean? It means Newcastle can box off that one position, and we can finally stop talking about Mark Gee, which I think everyone agree be quite relieved about. But anyhow, it was put to him there, just inside the press room, that the priority's got to be elsewhere, and supporters will be coming out of the summer concerned about the absence of a goal scorer in the team, something we'll get on to when we start walking. And Eddie said, I think in the pre-season games, that would be a fair assessment. I would agree with that. I don't think I'm thinking any different. But we can still win football matches. We need to turn the margins and the little things in our favour. That's my job as the coach, to get more goals into the team, to find a way to win. Now, for me, and I'll explore this when we do talk football, I think they're only going to do that by way of signings. In the short term, they've got to do it by way of a front three of Harvey Barnes, Anthony Elanga, and Anthony Gordon. And that was the other bit of good news to come out of tonight, because when Anthony Gordon limped off there, guys, 5 or 10.
Yeah, big up there for the update, mate. Big up for the update there. But he basically indicates that they are preparing now for the potential sale. Eddie Howe's quotes are very much telling. It's farewell, goodbye. He is going to be leaving that football club, and it's going to be happening very, very soon. Very, very, very soon. Even Fabrizio Romano gave a big update on it. We'll play that clip again in a second for people that haven't watched it. But yeah, let me get back to the chat. Yeah, smash these likes, man. We're on 50. We can get, I reckon, 70 likes, 10 off the stream. Here we go soon. I want to know what you mean by that. But yes, we will be doing a watch along. I don't want Trent to leave, but what can you do when he's talking Spanish lessons, speaking fluent, running down his contract? You just can't do anything about that. I think it's 50-50, me and personally. You guys burn his jersey and now it's for Isak. The difference is real, mate, is Alexander Isak is getting them a fee. Alexander Isak is letting them be known he wants to leave. Trent Alexander-Arnold didn't. Trent Alexander-Arnold's got no money. Trent Alexander-Arnold run down his contracts on purpose. Alexander Isak's not. They're already two big differences. At least Isak's being a brave man and saying, look, I want to leave. Unlike Trent. I wasn't one of those people and those not real Liverpool fans who burns jerseys. No, I don't agree with burning jerseys. No. Liverpool have him in limbo, pay the money if you want him. We will pay the money. It's just when Newcastle can actually bring in a player. If Trent was learning Spanish lessons, why does that tell you? It tells you no matter what you offer him. I'm going to Spain no matter what. Yep. Alexander-Arnold could have had a counter with, give me a contract that is the standard of my value before my contract runs down. If we offered Trent a contract and he blanked it, Philip Atkinson, look at Newcastle on a big club for waking up 170 years. I agree. Alexander-Arnold could want to win Premier League. He wants everything Killingly. He wants to put on more of a prestigious, like the powder white. Even a Liverpool fan like Trent, no, Madrid is better. Disagree. The real gems would have been one of millions of Rivals fans saying, Trent, let me go, he should go, lol. And you're saying Isak is... No, we're not. Big up views for the raid, man. Has he actually sent over a raid? Yo, big up my guy, man. Every single time, always supporting my channel. Me and him are going to be collabing. Me and him are going to be back collabing very, very soon again. Big up, bro. I'll get back to your message after the game because I'm doing another 20 minutes on this stream and then I'm going to do the watch along. So, yeah, big up for you, the raid, man. And yeah, 100% we'll get some content sorted. We'll definitely have to do a preview for the Arsenal Liverpool game. That's obviously like end of the month. But on the Eddie Howe quotes, big up to this tool here. Eddie Howe on if Newcastle can tell Alexander Isak if he has to stay. It's not that straightforward. Otherwise, we would have done that a long time ago. I don't think we're in the position able to do that currently. Yeah, because him and his agent are forcing for the move. Him and his agent are forcing the move. No wonder they don't have no option to do so. And by the way, if you're new to the stream, people, make sure you're hitting that like button and subscribing. Let's go through the team news. I think team news is out. Let's have a look. Team news. Here we go. Alisson, Van Dijk, Kanate, Kirkezova, Szoboszlai, Salah, Jones, Gakpo, Ekitike, Frimpong, Mavadashvili, Endo, McAllister, Chiesa, Elliott, Robertson, Leone, Doak, Rio's on the bench. So no Gravenberg, which we already know the issue because he's going to see his wife that's pregnant. So what, Szoboszlai, Jones, double pivot? So I'd assume it's what, Alisson, flat back four, Kirkes, Frimpong, Van Dijk, Kanate, then what? Szoboszlai Jones double pivot, you know? What? Verts in the 10, Gakpo left, Ekitike striker, to Salah. I like that team. I actually really like that team. How much do you value the aging Salah at? I won't say he's aging right now, but what do you mean in terms of aging? How much would a team have to pay? 120 million minimum. Especially if it's Saudi. No offense. Especially if it is Saudi. Let me get the scoreboard up. Yeah, big up to everyone that is watching the stream though. Big up to everyone, man. I do appreciate it every single time. It's gonna be a good day of content, man. Good day of content. We've got loads coming up. So yeah. We've got the watch along, we'll have the match reaction as well. So yeah, make sure you keep an eye out for all of that. And Chiesa, Elliot. Could be Elliot's final game today, man. Could be Elliot's final game. But I think you're going to see a lot more potential outgoings this week as well. Because obviously now the Community Shield is today. There's going to be a lot more outgoings with the season now fast approaching. Should we see what the Crystal Palace team is? Let's have a look. Crystal Palace. Let's have a look at their team. Anderson, Muniz, Richards, Lacasse, Gahey, you know. Mitchell, Wharton, Commander, Eze, Sarr, Mateta. Eze, you know, I thought you wouldn't start because obviously the links with Arsenal. Gahey's obviously starting as captain. That's going to be interesting. That's definitely going to be interesting. Certainly going to be interesting that. Let me upload this. People, we just get the stuff ready for the watch along because we're going to go live on that in about 24 more minutes. 24 minutes we'll be live for the watch along. So yeah, make sure you're hitting the like button if you are new and you're subscribing to the channel. There we go. Right, we've updated all that. Poor Joyce Simicast. Oh yeah, there's no Simicast. I've just seen that. There's no Simicast. There is actually no Simicast. That is interesting. Just seen this. Oh man. Wait, that's not who I think it is. No Simicast, no Liverpool squad, Nottingham Forest earlier. Oh, no Costa Simicast, not in Liverpool squad, Nottingham Forest asked earlier in the window about the left back, and there's been more European and domestic interest. Liverpool would consider him as a permanent deal at this stage. I reckon he could get sold. I reckon he's going to get sold then. I reckon he's going to get sold, people, man. If he's not in the squad, we've seen what happened with Darwin and Diaz when they weren't in the squads. Could be something in this. Get into the comments. Costas Simicast not a squad. Yeah, I reckon he goes scraps. I reckon he will go. He should be sold. We don't need 3 left backs. I agree. But I actually won't be against it, keeping them both. Keeping 3 left backs, because it means, we could do with like a Simicast to put that, on the bench. Let me get the game up ready, even though it's in 15 minutes, but the build up on all that. But yeah, guys, 15 minutes until Liverpool are playing in the Community Shield final. What channel are we on? Oh, it'll be TNT. TNT. Let's get that up then. TNT. But no, I honestly, I actually wouldn't be completely against selling him. I really wouldn't, chat. I know some people may disagree, but I wouldn't. What is going on here? How do I get this up? Right, we've got the game already. TNT Sports. Mr. Arna's on the screen right now. Big up slot. Every single time. What else we got? Let me have a look see if there's any more stuff on Twitter. That's a nice thing. I love that. It's on like the jackets and the kits today. It's going to say Forever 20. Love that from the club. One of us attending, we will look at transfer news with Carol while the game is on transfer news. So, yeah, Wembley's beautiful, man. I was at Wembley a few weeks ago for the boxing. I love it. I love it. But no, that's beautiful from the club. That is all really so beautiful. But yeah, guys, what we'll do is we'll wrap up in the next couple or so minutes to get ready for the watch along. Come on, Liverpool, man. Come on. Yeah, we're going to win today. Although there is a Community Shield curse. A lot of people do say there is a Community Shield curse. Do I buy into that? I mean, if you actually look at the statistics, you could say there is definitely a Community Shield curse. Yeah, Slots just said this is in his comments. If we see an opportunity on the market, we will not hesitate. Yeah, we're going to be doing more business. 1000% more business. But no, let's get the watch along ready to go. Right, guys, what we're going to do is I'm going to get the team sheets back up for you so you can see that. Let me go to Anfield sector. I think they put out. Yeah, that is the Liverpool team. That is the Liverpool team. I like it. I like it. My score predictions, I'm going 3-0. 3-1. I think 3-1. Actually, no, I'm going to go 2-0. Ekatike and Verts are scoring today. Ekatike and Mr. Florian is what I reckon. Let me get this up. Uh, 26 years. Lacroix is number 5. Gay. I reckon. Watch Gay score against us today, man. Knowing our bloody luck. But yeah, Palace have gone strong. They've gone really strong. Mitchell, I thought he would have left. Wharton's out there today, so they've gone strong, guys. They have gone very, very strong. Which, fair play. Fair play. And then we need to put in command. 10 for Eze. 7. 14. But no, I reckon it's going to be a good game. It's Community Shield, isn't it? Like, if we lose, am I going to cry? Probably not. But, you know, we still want to win. You know, it's technically, some people will say it's a trophy. Me, personally, I don't really class it as it. It's a nice little cup. And it's a good opener to the Premier League season. You know, if you win the Community Shield, it's irrelevant if you have a good season or not. If anything, you have more of a good season if you don't win it. If I'm being honest, you've actually got probably more of a chance. But yeah, game's up and ready. It's ready to go. We'll get ready for the watch along now. Let's get the redirect set up, people. We are going to be live for a watch along. We're also going to be doing a match reaction as well. That'll be up on the channel as well. So we're going to be doing that. We've got a lot of content coming out today. So yeah, make sure you are all staying tuned and hitting the subscribe button. We're on that road to 2,000 now. So close. So close to 2K. Right, we'll get ready for it, guys. Make sure you're hitting the like button, you're subscribing to the channel. We're going to be sending you over to the watch along. The game does kick off in about 40 minutes now. 40 minutes until that. So make sure you are hitting the likes and you are also subscribing to the channel as well. Take care, and we will see you on the watch along. Peace.